friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today is Christmas Eve, so happy Christmas Eve to all of those of you who celebrate it and happy holidays to all of those of you who don't. Of course, we have to start this vlog with a Book Gizmo Advent Calendar unboxing. This is our last official numbered present, and then we have a large present for Christmas morning. But this is going to be my unboxing of this. Okay, looks like we got some sort of candle. It's a crown of feathers candle. It says, "There is no bravery without fear," and it's got phoenixes on it. It smells of courage, open skies, and the bond. Oh, I like that smell. Oh my gosh, that was like the perfect last thing to unbox before the Christmas Day unboxing. So I'm gonna set this right here on my crown of feathers shelf. So I know I keep pushing off the Addie LaRue vlog, and I'm doing it again today. I am instead doing a pre-Christmas book haul. So these are all the books I've received in December up to Christmas. But without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first is actually an advanced reader's copy that I picked up when I went to my local bookstore. I was telling them how I am a booktuber, and the bookstore owner offered me an ARC, and it's called Crossings by Alex Landragine, and it's really cool. When you open it up, it's like an eye looking through the cover, which is really cool. And it says, "A puzzle, a novel in 3 parts designed to be read in 2 directions, conventionally or in an alternate chapter sequence. It's a love story that loves lost and reunited across history time and time again. An adventure from the pre-colonial Pacific Islands to Paris on the eve of Nazi occupation and beyond, and the most daring debut in decades, one that spans centuries, continents, and the vast nature of the human soul." So this feels like a historical fiction slash Addie LaRue slash Gilded Wolves kind of vibe, and I'm very excited to delve into this. The next books are ones I have received in book boxes, so if you have not received your December boxes yet that I'm about to mention, you might want to skip ahead. The first book is the Fairy Loot December book, and that is Master of One by Jada Jones and Danny Bennett. This tells the story of some sort of petty criminal who gets hired to track down 6 Fae relics until one day he realizes that the relics are people and he is one of them, and it just sounds so fantastic. Next is the Illumicrate book, and this month actually came with 2 books, so be wary of that. But the first one was The Ravens. This was our main book, and it's These Sorority Girls Are Real Witches. This is by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, and it's got hot pink sprayed edges, and it just looks so good. I'm very excited to pick this one up. And the second book in Illumicrate was The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. This is the same author that wrote One of Us is Lying, and here is what the synopsis says. The Story family are the envy of their neighbors, rich, beautiful, and glamorous, until it all falls apart. The 4 children are suddenly dropped by their mother with a single sentence: "You know what you did." They never hear from her again. Years later, when cousins Aubrey, Millie, and Jonah Story receive a mysterious invitation to spend the summer at their grandmother's resort, they have no choice but to follow their curiosity and meet the woman who's been such an enigma their entire lives. The teenagers are determined to discover the truth, but some secrets are better left alone. That sounds so good. It's like a family drama kind of story. Next is the LitJoy Crate December book, and that was The Love Curse of Melody McIntyre, and this is by Robin Talley. This tells the story of Melody, who is the stage manager for all the school plays, and every season or every production she ends up falling in love with one of the people within the crew or the cast, and it always ends up horribly wrong. For play-ins, things fall apart, so on and so forth, and as a theater major I can identify with that very well. I was actually going for stage management in college, so I'm very excited to pick this one up and relate to it. But of course, Melody swears off dating until the end of Les Mis this semester, until Odile ends up auditioning and ends up being the perfect person for Melody. The final book box book was the Fay Crate November box. I have not received the December box yet, and that was The Key to Fear by Kristen Cast. This tells the story of Elodie, who is a nurse within the society in which the Key Corporation kind of runs things. They've protected the people of the society from a virus that spreads through touch for years. This is all very normal to Elodie until one day a terminal patient named Aiden, who seems to have his whole life together and has had everything handed to him by the Key, ends up going missing, and Elodie has to go on the hunt for him and ends up finding out that Aiden knows more than he's letting on, and it just ends up really cool. It sounds like it kind of feels like a Matrix vibe in a way. Oh, I forgot, I did receive one more book box book, and this was from the Unplugged Winter Edition box, I believe, and it was A Princess for Christmas. This has very much Enchanted vibes, the movie with Amy Adams in it. It is the story of this princess who travels to New York City and gets lost until one day a brother and his little sister come upon her trying to hail down a taxi, and they realize that she needs help and take her in, and that's what I mean by Enchanted vibes. The next 4 books were books that were actually gifted to me by some of my friends or book swaps. The first is Howls Moving Castle. This came from a book swap, and it is by Diana Wynne Jones. Steffi sent this to me, and it is the story of Sophie, who is a hat seamstress, I believe, or a hatter. I don't know what the technical term for that is, but she is the eldest of 3 daughters and is forced to kind of take on the responsibility of owning the hat shop and whatnot, as the other daughters or her sisters go off and live their own lives. One day she accidentally upsets the Witch of the Waste, and the witch turns her into an old woman. And Sophie goes on this quest to get back her youth and ends up coming across Howls Moving Castle and gets taken in by kind of like a winch of sorts, and yeah, her and the wizard named Howl end up becoming very close friends. Next was sent to me by my friend Sadie. It is The Perfect Escape, a rom-com set in an escape room, and I'm hoping that we get to buddy read this next year because it sounds so cute. And the final 2 were sent to me by my friend Abby. These 2 are The Tourist Attraction, which is the first book, and the sequel, Mistletoe and Mr Wright. In The Tourist Attraction, we are following Graham, who is a grumpy old restaurant owner in Alaska. And we are also following Zoe, whose bucket list is to go to Alaska, and she comes across a tourist trap and meets Graham and discovers that maybe he's not so grumpy after all. And Mistletoe and Mr. Wright is about Lana, a rich socialite in the town of Moose Springs, Alaska, which is a small town, and they don't take kindly to people like Lana. So she's determined to win them over by tracking down and hunting the Santa Moose, a antlered Grinch hellbent on destroying every bit of holiday cheer. And that just sounds like a weird version of the Grinch. But she, in this hunt of the Santa Moose, ends up accidentally tranquilizing Rick, a person who she used to go to school with, and Rick actually has had a long time crush, and Lana is his dream girl, and together they team up to track down this moose. These both sound like such cheesy Hallmark movies, and I'm so here for it. And finally is Ruinsong by Julia Ember. I just pre-ordered this for myself because it looked so good. In this, we are following Cadence, who has the power to control people through song, and the queen or monarch is trying to have Cadence control the other royalty to gain more power. However, one day she runs into an old childhood friend who ends up being the leader of a rebellion. So now she has to decide between her future and her love life and other future. But those are all the books that I have received before Christmas. I do believe I have Owl Crate and Fox and Wit on the way. Those might be arriving before Christmas, but it would be after I've already filmed this, so yeah. I am actually doing my 24-hour readathon today. I took a quick break to film this, but I need to get back to that pretty soon. I will check in with you guys and that in tomorrow's vlog, which will be the 24-hour readathon vlog. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll check in with you tomorrow. Bye, friends.